Alright folks, so I got a 2011 GMC Sierra 1500 5.3 liter, and I'm having traction control issues, Stabilitrak issues, and I troubleshot it down to the steering wheel position sensor, which is right there with a white little casing around it. And in order to remove this, you have to remove the steering column itself. So what I've done so far is the airbag sensor here, which plugs in over here to this, and there's another harness that goes, sorry for the clarity, back here in this, that had to be popped off, and also one that goes right here, which is the green one here in my hand. And the rest of those for the sensor itself is this plug here. I have yet to tape the steering wheel in place, which I'm working on, so that the buttons will work once it's done. Also, there's a brace that goes from these two bolts over to those two right there that had to be taken out just to give you a little more space. And then the AC vent duct that goes here that runs across, it's just held in by one little clip in this hole right here. You just pop it out and it'll slide right off of that, and you're good with that. All in all, I've been working on it maybe 15 minutes, so as of right now it's fairly simple and easy. There's a bolt here that I'm gonna have to also take out, and also one on the other side of it right here. And then also you'll have to pull this bolt out here and then slide the entire steering column out. And I'm still figuring out, because I haven't watched any videos on this yet, a few, but it is what it is. I'm trying to figure it out myself without going through a lot of pain and suffering. Pretty mechanically inclined, so just be sure that you look it over really good at first and make sure that you've got everything pulled off harness wise, so that you don't rip any wires out. Then you'll really have a nightmare. And everybody knows with these trucks, they're already an issue with the wiring, because everything is wired together in what I would say a closed loop system, so everything affects each other. So I will get back to you shortly on what else was done to get it out. Alright, so in order to get it out easier, not have to do pulling off this and then this bolt up here for the shifter, if you pull this clip out here, it just slides right out, and then you squeeze in the little tabs on this. This will slide back and out for the friggin' cable to the transmission to shift gears. Slide that out of the way, and now the only thing left for me to do is to pull the two bolts here and over here, and then the one back there that I described earlier, and then I can remove the steering column. However, before you do anything, make sure that you tape the steering wheel in place so that it cannot turn, move, any of that, because if it does, when it's out, none of your buttons will work, like I stated earlier. So ensure that that is done, and you get that link off and pull it through that bracket, and you are clear to remove the entire column. Flip it upside down, do whatever you want, as long as you don't damage the tape, so that your springs and all that don't get jacked up, so that your buttons still work. Be back shortly. Alright folks, so I was wrong when I said two bolts holding it in. There's actually four. This one here, this one, and this one. I thought there was two, but I was wrong, and I'm sorry for that. But I got my wonderful helper out here. eating a popsicle. Probably gonna get it all in my truck, but I don't care. And you can see where they go. Here, 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 and here. And then you've got the one bolt that holds it in place on the U-joint there for the steering column. Once that's out, it drops down and slides right out with ease, no problem whatsoever. So now I've got to remove these 3 Allen keys here, and this little shroud here comes off, and then I will be able to pull the clips out of this here sensor, and then slide it all off and slide on the new one. And when I get to that, I will make another video. Be right back. Okay, so for what I forgot to tell you is that the 4 bolts or nuts, I'm sorry, holding those on are a 15 millimeter, and the ones holding these in is a 13 and a 15, I believe, or maybe it's a 12 and a 15. Either way, those are the size. The bolt head for this is a 12 or 13. I cannot remember right now, but the nut side of it over here is definitely 15 millimeter. So the 3 screws holding this on here, here, and here are a T25. And once you get that shroud off, like I stated, you got to pop these little clips on this dust cover, is what I would call it. See if I can get them. There we go. Riley, hand me that screwdriver. Boss lady, no, put the screw back in that bucket right there for me. Hand me that long screwdriver right there. Nope. Far right. All the way with the blue handle, girl. Come on. There you go. That'd be it. Thank you. I'm not a ma'am. Pop this off, and then your sensor, you should be able to slide it right off. Just pull it straight up and it comes off, and that's that. Now with the new one, you want to ensure that what I got here, I got mine from Rock Auto. It is the AC Delco, but it is a OEM part. Make sure that this spring right here stays in there, because that is what's holding it center right now. And make sure that when you pull your steering column out, that the wheel is also straight up and down centered. And then you just put it on here, line it up properly, and just slide it right back down. Slide it down on there. Once that's done, alright, everything is sitting flush here and here, so we're good there. Once that's done, then and only then can you pull this out. And now she is on there. Take your cap, your dust cover, I don't know what else to call it but a dust cover. That's just what I'm gonna call it. Could be something else, that's just what I'm gonna call it. That is on there, and then you want to reinstall the guard that was here, and then from there we can reverse order, put everything back in, and you're good. And I'll be back shortly to try and maybe help you out a little bit more, so we'll see. Okay, so when you put the new one on, you have to make sure that this here tab right here is lined up to go in that little slot right there, so that it can't turn and it stays in place. Make sure that that's lined up, which is fairly simple because it'll only slide in here at one spot, so it should line up. If not, you probably got the wrong part, but just please make sure that you got the right one, and that tab slides in that groove right there. Alright, so everything is put back together, reinstalled, the dash is back together, all that. And now when I put it in gear, I turn the wheel, I do what I want, I roll forward, nothing is happening. And before any of this, it was to the point of when I would start it and it was in park, as soon as I put it in gear, if I just bumped the wheel like that, it would turn off and all that stuff would post. You know, for your Stabilitrak, for your traction control, service this, service that, all that. And now nothing happens. But I will drive it tomorrow and actually know for sure. But that thing says 55 degrees and it's way above 55 degrees here. It's probably 80. So I may be looking at another issue now or something, who knows. Alright, well, I hope this video helped you guys, and if you have any issues with it, please leave me a comment, message me, whatever, and I will try to do my best to get you where you need to be, help you out, whatever the case is. Thank you for watching.